All right, let's talk about the MPC Live 3. It's just dropped. Obviously, you've seen it from Akai and from the influencers who Akai have chosen to give devices to. And also, you probably saw the Sweetwater video that came out like, what, midnight before the whole thing came out. It was very interesting. I think that the MPC Live 3 right now is Akai's new flagship. The MPC XSE is no longer the flagship. I think this is the flagship because I think they're going to pull a move kind of like what Nintendo has done. If you know Nintendo in the past, they had their Game Boys and they had their home consoles, right? And eventually, what they did was combine the two into one thing where you had the portability of the Game Boy and some of the power of the consoles. That's how you got the Switch. The MPC Live 3 has all the power, if not more, of the XSE. It finally has XLR inputs on the back of it, which I thought would have been nice on the MPC Live 1 and 2. It's kind of looking like to me like this is the new flagship. Of course, they could come out with an X2 as well, um, a Retro 2 as well, but I don't think so. And then also, we know that they're capable of doing another colorway in this thing, so they could do the classic colorway in this. And wouldn't that be awesome if I waited and didn't buy it now and bought it when the new colorway came out? That would actually be a win right there. And to be honest, I almost pulled the trigger on it. I almost said click, but that's the thing I've noticed about myself. Sometimes it's easier for me to buy the next loop library, plugin, sound pack, device, keyboard, synthesizer, and use that as a tool for inspiration instead of really developing an optimization of using what I got and not so necessarily relying on new hardware to do it. And to me, it would have been an emotional buy. I wasn't included in any of the development process or anything like that. So I had no idea when it was coming out. There's always somebody that does, but me, I really didn't have any idea of when it was coming out. So to hear about it, it's cool, and seeing the cool features is really cool. But I was already in the middle of a 100 beat challenge using what I have, bouncing in between that and FL Studio. The features that really, it's obvious what features I like about it. The 3D pads, I think the 3D pads are really cool, so long as I could turn it off. And I found out that that was confirmed, that you could turn it off. And the articulations is a great tool. I really like the articulations. And kudos to Kai for allowing us users who don't have the MPC3 to have access to that. And if you want to know how to have access to articulations on your non MPC3 Live 3 device, all you got to do is go to your 16 levels and you will see articulations there, which can be customized. You cannot custom program them yourself, but there is a big, huge list of articulations that you can add. So, in my opinion, you could take a pad and copy it and have your regular pad there and the articulation on another pad. So you can kind of do what they're doing there. Just use some more pad real estate to do that. The step record function is cool. Gives you that TR recording style, which I think is fun. And also you can access steps and do certain effects on there. So you really have a lot of flexibility on that. And they have the clip launching function, kind of giving that MPC force, that Kai force action into the MPC that's being rolled in there. Um, and it's also a speedier device. The speedier device is now it's 8 core versus a 4 core processor, and the RAM is bumped up, so I think you can have like 16 audio tracks now with the Live 3 versus the 8 that we can only have before. And I think you have up to 32 plugins if you want, maybe even more, maybe even less, depending on the RAM. But having a stronger processor is good. I think just optimizing workflows is great to have. But I think that a new colorway could be in the works if I were to try to make a prediction on that. Also, the first MPC Live, I was just doing some research and just looking back in the past. When the first MPC Live came out, it was like 1200. The Live 2 is 1200, and now we're at 1700. So we're getting close to MPC X territory. That's why, again, I'm thinking that maybe this is our X. This is our next MPC X because it has everything there. And I think that if they, and obviously probably the Live 2 is probably their best selling product. So obviously I think that they're probably going to lean onto this platform for a long time. Um, we could see another large platform like the MPC X SE, But I don't know. I think that it's probably a more fiscally responsible move of the company to sort of make this the flagship and lean on this as the flagship. Of course, I could be wrong because I don't know. Um, I'm not under anything, so I'm learning as you guys know about it. But I think it's a really cool. I think it's really cool. I definitely want to get one to experiment with it. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue making tracks, continue doing what I need to do. It's cool. I like it. It's fun. Yeah, it's a lot going on, but I like it when a device has a lot going on because I could keep up with it. Maybe people can't keep up with that, having all that going on, but I'm totally for it. It's not going to scare me away in the least of that. So yeah, lots of more videos coming up on MPC, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more MPC talk, and also chime in on my live streams as I'm working on my 100 beat challenge. I'm on beat 34, and today I'll be on beat 35, so that's less than 70 beats to go, where I just pull from different stuff, loops, AI, original chords, songs that I've heard, all of that, just showing the process, just showing the cook up. That's one thing I know I can do, is show the process of making beats. So I'm done talking about that. That's my first thoughts on this MPC 3, MPC Live 3. It's pretty cool. I think it's good. Stay tuned for more.